Hey, how's it going? I'm Thermite 917, and we're in for a real shootout today. As you can see, I don't have my normal suit on, because it is hot out here. I'm at the Stone Valley Racing Complex, which can hold multiple styles of racing disciplines. We have the traditional Speedway as well as the Rallycross circuit to go over in this special 2-for-1 showcase, so let's get right into it. I just might need a little help getting down from here. Stone Valley Speedway comes in two layouts. There's the short version that cuts down the length of the front stretch and rejoins at turn 4, and then of course there's the full version. It has 8 turns and is still fairly short, but there's a few slick areas due to the worn surface that will punish overdriving. Those trouble spots include Zero Chance, Turn 5, also known as the Rocks, which is a play on words combining the terrain with the fact that it's sponsored by Pisswasser, and the Turn 7 hairpin into Badlands Bend. Now let's take a look at the backstory, and then it's hot lap time. For this track, I was going for a somewhat simple layout in the middle of nowhere, kind of like Willow Springs Raceway in California, and I thought this flat yet rocky area in the Grand Sonora Desert by the National Park was the perfect spot. Since the roads were already there, I needed to find ways to try and spice it up and make it more fun to race on. I couldn't have too many runoff areas due to the wooden fencing that ran along most of the roads, so I used a lot of close walls that almost made it like a street course in certain spots. And I wasn't even planning on it at the start, but I came up with a cool way to incorporate a pit lane. This was before the pit road stunt pieces were available, but it still gets the job done. I just really like some of the desert scenery and viewpoints this track has to offer, so feel free to climb some of the rocks in turns 1 or 5 and check it out for yourself. Time to take a lap around Stone Valley Speedway. My friends and I love racing the hot rings here. They're moderately fast and can be quite a handful, but that's what makes it fun. Lap times can be less than 40 seconds here, so you gotta get all you can get. Brake as late as possible into turn 1, but be careful because there's no room for error if you overshoot it. Then you head into Zero Chance, which is a really tight kink, and it's called that because if you go side by side through here, you basically have zero chance of making it out on the other side.
Oh, you ruined our good racing. That was all Nick's fault. What a piece of shit.
Down the back straightaway, into turn 5, really bad bump right before the entry, so you have to brake a little earlier than you think, or you're going to slide right through it.
Earlier was trying to set me for a
I'm upside down.
Nice job.
Turn 6 is a late apex, so you want to swing really wide on entry and get a good angle, because you need a really good run down this last straightaway into the hairpin. It's important to hit your marks here because you're setting up going back to the left in this final turn on the track called Badlands Bend.
Oh, fuck.
It can really make or break your finish.
Oh. Oh, no.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Oh.
What a damn.
Back to the line to complete the lap of Stone Valley Speedway. That is the full version, and if you want to do the short version, you just turn a little bit sooner into turn 1A, kind of take a shortcut past Zero Chance, but you're carrying a lot more speed down this back straightaway, so you have to get slowed down even sooner into turn 5, or you're going to be in big trouble. But we're just getting started. I have one more track to show you. When the Speedway is closed during its off-season, that's when the Rallycross Track opens. The start-finish line is in about the same spot, but then you go to the left instead of right into turn 1, and all hell breaks loose. There's a great balance of tarmac versus off-road sections here, and it can get pretty technical in certain areas. Key sections include the fountain, Zero Chance, yep, it's still a challenge, and the quick chicane before the final corner. And of course, don't forget to take the Joker once per race. There's not a whole lot I can add after talking about the Speedway, but I just really enjoyed taking my favorite parts about that track and expanding it into a multi-purpose facility. Since I like the location so much, I just wanted to see what else I could do with it. As with most of my Rallycross tracks, I had to make some of the turns from scratch and really get creative. Like this section, for example. It's just sitting in the middle of the airfield, but I took inspiration from the Long Beach street course, and I really think it brought the whole track together. That's why I like making the Rallycross tracks so much. You can really stretch your imagination while still keeping it realistic. Now let's hit the track. As with all my Rallycross tracks, I'll be driving the Omnis. Let's go! So to start the lap at the Rallycross track, you immediately have a small jump, then you have to dodge this little curb that guides you to the left. You're going wide open through turn 1 and into the fountain section. Or at least there used to be a fountain there before everything dried up. It's just a fun roundabout style set of turns. You're carrying a lot of speed into it, so it can put on some really good racing if you do it right.
Crossover. Oh man, that was slick.
Moving on from that section, the Joker's going to be on the left right there, but we're going into turn 5, which is a banked corner, and the exit is blind, so it's really tough to hit your marks. Turn 6 kind of has a rough transition back to asphalt, so be careful about that. Then it's back to a familiar turn, 0 chance. You just got to jab the brakes quickly, turn in just right, and you might be able to get a good run off. That rhythm needs to carry through turn 9, which has a tight exit as you cut through the infield. Then it's a quick left-right, but you have to start looking ahead to the final corner so you can set up that run to the checkers. Again, it's all about keeping that rhythm. If you get it wrong, well, here's what can happen.
It's definitely not over.
Oh, now it is. Oh my God!
Wow!
This Joker can be a tricky one. Turn hard left inside turn 4. Then you gotta deal with some bumps as you work your way back to the right for a kinda awkward late apex. And then it's just a matter of merging back into the racetrack. Well, that'll do it for another realistic track spotlight. I hope you enjoyed my tour of the Stone Valley Racing Complex. You got to see how I made the Speedway as well as the Rallycross Track. So, hope you enjoy racing them, and I'll see you next time.